Hello and thank you for downloading this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. Before we start the show tonight, we wanted to give everybody a word of warning that each episode produced by Movie Guys Podcast is for a mature audience. You have been warned. Also, all of our reviews are spoiler filled. So if you have not seen the film that we're going to talk about tonight, turn off the show and come back when you're ready to listen. Thank you so much for downloading, and we hope you enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another awesome episode of Movie Guys Podcast. And tonight, we have another TV Netflix released special episode for you guys. We haven't done one since October of last year with Haunted of Hill House. Tonight, we're talking about all things Stranger Things. Eric, I never thought in a million years I would know what a Demogorgon was until now. How you doing?
I crit failed actually just before this podcast, so we'll see how it goes, especially for my season 1 and 2 knowledge. Ed, what about you?
Well, from up here in the nosebleed sections, I just want to say, don't ever Lego my ego.
There you go. So tonight, here we go, everybody. We're not going to do an episode-by-episode breakdown like we did with Haunted of Hill House last year. We're just going to talk about all the seasons overall collectively and getting us hyped because, in 2 years we got season 4, which is said to be the last season.
The last one.
Said to be, they're saying 5, but they can't go past 4. They can't go past 3. This is it. No, they got to stop at 3. Where else can you take the story?
All the way upside down.
Yeah.
There you go.
Come on, this is usually part of the hero's journey, man, where you got to go to Mordor. You know, like that's the conclusion.
So now season 4 is they got to go. So they got to go to upside down. Season 4, that's what they have to do.
Yeah, and who knows? You might meet some people there who you thought you lost in season 3.
Yeah, speaking of that, you guys just blew my mind right there. I don't think you hardly see upside down in season 3. Maybe for like a second or two, but not like it was in season 2 at all.
For good reason, because the ending of season 2 was 11 closing the door. And the start of this one, we see, obviously, the typical evil Russians at it again, trying to, for whatever reason, open the portal yet again.
Well, we know why the Russians...
I was going to say, is this proof that we're now living in the upside down with those who have been elected, to federal office? That's what I'm talking about.
Anyway.
Did you just assume that Trump is a demigorgon?
I'm saying that the Russians put him there and they opened up the upside down.
Putting the mind flayer? I like that.
Yeah.
There you go. So tonight we're talking about everything Stranger Things. We're going to talk majority about season 3. So if you have not seen any of these seasons or season 3, big spoilers ahead. Just go ahead and watch the episodes before you listen to this overall review of Stranger Things. So you guys may find this interesting. I didn't ever want to watch this show. Ever.
Yeah, I
Not
would think
interested.
for somebody who is such a fan of the 80s genre horror movie, that this would be up your alley. Why did it take you so long? Jordan, why did you get into Stranger Things?
I would love, and it will never happen, in the 10 years I've done podcasting, I would love my wife to sit right here next to me and also tell you this story because it's so interesting. When the first season came out, everybody was like, hey, Stranger Things, it's so cool. And I'm like, okay. So I watched the first episode back in 2016 when it first aired, and I didn't like it. I was like, I'm not into it. I'm just not going to watch it. 2018, so last year, I'm like, okay, my wife and I are going to check it out. Maybe this could be our new show because we finished with Breaking Bad. We're looking for a new show, blah, 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 blah. We watched episode 1 of season 1 again, and we both looked at each other and was like, this isn't our thing. We don't like it. We're never going to watch it. Fuck it. I'm working at a factory and Trump USA, and every single farmer has seen season 3 and is like, you gotta see this. So I'm like, I'm getting all these people telling me I need to see it. So my wife and I did something different. That's why I wanted to tell you guys. See what you guys think of this.
Yes.
We Tarantino'd this.
Did you really do? Where did you start?
We decided to do something different, and we love it. And I got something to add to this in a second. We started with season 2, episode 1. After season 2, we went to season 1, and then we ended with season 3.
All right, dude. If it works, it actually might not be a bad way to watch it. I'm all right. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it more and more, it's fallen in line with me.
Right now,
to start in the Upside Down and then come on back. So let's see.
Right.
What's fresher? I'm keeping cutting you up, but to having that, what's fresh as it starts in season 2? Like, take me there.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. I'm getting my hair cut 3 days ago, and I'm telling the people that are cutting my hair, you got to check this out. And they said the same exact thing that I said. Hey, we checked out the first episode of season 1. It wasn't our thing. Blah. 8 different people getting their haircuts a few days ago said the same exact thing that I said. I said, start with season 2. And I'm going to see them in a few weeks and see what they say. Season 2, episode 1 got us hooked because the opening of season 2 was 11, or L, in the Upside Down in the school. And my wife and I are like, what the fuck is this? And then she breaks out of the wall, and then she's in the woods. And then to also jump backwards, we're in Pittsburgh, and we get this other girl who does like a Mysterio illusion thing. And then it hits me. I'm like, Jordan, you idiot. Why didn't you see the show before? This is Steven Spielberg and Stephen King having a baby.
It's actually fairly accurate the way that you put that. But that's more so just because I feel like you could tell a lot of the inspiration for where they're taking from cinematically and putting that into these episodes. This last season 3, I saw just a lot of, you know what I mean, of the feel of different movies, like some Body Snatchers, maybe. What was another part? Almost like the rat part, so like a Benjamin thing.
Definitely some Friday the 13th in this too. When they're slow walking, chasing after Nancy in the hospital. Very Michael Myers Halloween 2-ish.
Yeah, it was really cool to kind of get that feel back into it. And for some reason, like adding that mall to it, the Starcourt Mall, really, it's almost like it really put you into this huge culture that was, well, the 80s, right? I mean, you got like the fashion montages and stuff. So you even got like the Sweet 16 stuff, part of the 80s as well of this too. I think he really did a good job of capturing the spirit of what it was. And can I say, like, the fashion was fresh to fucking death, by the way, too? Like, I feel like that's fashion coming back, by the way, too. Like, this is some trend-setting shit.
Yeah, so I wanted to say that. I guys agree, but starting with season 2 and Tarantino and going back to season 1 and doing this, I knew it took place in the 80s, but season 3 is the only season that feels like 80s with the music and the fashion. Season 1 and season 2 didn't seem 80s to me.
For this season, they actually bought a lot of the props on eBay.
I heard that.
And they were legitimate, like they weren't props, they were actual things from the 80s. So that's probably why it felt more realistic. Yeah.
Yeah. And this was a real mall. This is a real working mall. They actually bought a section of it and filmed scenes during the day, and they were on late night. The kids were on late night Tonight Show a week ago, and they were saying how they would film scenes and shoppers would just literally walk through the set and pretend and just go and try to buy an Orange Julius, but there was no Orange Julius to buy.
Oh, so they were, they got fooled by it. But that'd be weird if you were just walking through the mall just as regular casual customer, and then suddenly, you know what I mean? All the clothes are a bit like a blast from the past type of thing. If I saw a Sam Goody dude, yeah, I would fucking totally walk into one. Like, what is the Sam Goody still doing here? Are you serious?
Right. To jump into characters, because I don't want this episode to be too long here. A character that I really feel did not how about this? A character that I feel that got the shortcomings in season 3 that I was interested in season 2 was Billy. I really got interested into Billy. And my rant is, and I want to hear your guys' opinion. Billy was introduced with his sister Max in season 2 as a dickhead, pretty boy, smoker, weightlifter, just an asshole, right? At the end of the second to last episode, or the last episode of season 2, we find out his dad is physically and emotionally abusive. And he sheds a tear and he goes out and tries to find his sister. I'm like, oh, this character has weight. I'm interested to see what happens in season 3. Maybe he's going to actually step up. It turns out, spoiler, of course, in the first 10 minutes of episode 1 to season 3, he gets infected with the new mind flare in the sewers, and now he is Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I was disappointed in this choice. Were you guys at all disappointed in Billy in this season?
I don't know, say disappointed. You know what? It's a good point that you make, though. But yeah, I kind of would have liked to see more from his arc, whether it be like a recovery or into a darker turn. You know, it doesn't seem like you can go too many ways with his character, but it's still, you could still get some serious bends in his arc to do so. It seems like he was just kind of cut short. So I don't know. I was under the assumption that a lot of these people that were kind of body snatched in this one, or cocooned, were almost like a clone type of thing, rather than it being the actual bodies. But
interesting.
But it looks like they were actually the people, and yeah. So a lot of people died.
A lot of people died.
Yeah, I'm not moving to where the fuck small town Indiana is, or was it Haven?
Hawkins.
Yeah, Erie, Indiana. Fuck that place.
Yo, great show.
Ed, do you agree or do you differ on my opinion of Billy here? Because before you answer, would it have been better, since this is an 8-episode season, if like episode 4 he would turn, so we actually feel bad? Or what do you feel about that?
I mean, like, you needed to have a villain outside of it just being the mind flare, okay? Like, it needed to be somebody tangible that you've hated for a while, and you're like, yeah, fuck that guy. Like, I'm super happy that Billy that he got what he deserved. And because they intended to give him, and we'll get into this once we start really diving into season 3, they give him an actual arc in this season, outside of just being the Z28 Camaro driving dickhole. He is overtaken, and he actually saves Elle.
That was,
and he. Yeah. I will say this, like, once we get into it, like, they didn't even run. Like, he saved Elle, and he dies, and they're all like, what should we do? What's going on? Let's just watch this and not run.
All right, fine, valid. I just kind of was disappointed because of how his character showed vulnerability in season 2 at the end. I was expecting more. In season 2, my wife's and I shared the saddest death ever, and that was Bob. God bless Bob. I miss Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
You didn't quite make it back to the Shire that time. This time.
And it was really bad attitude is that, like the creators of the show or whoever was filming decided to linger on them eating him a little bit, and it's like, oh God, Bob. But then we get a picture of superhero Bob on the fridge in the beginning of season 3 here, which was nice. But man, Bob. So Eric and Ed, got a question for both of you guys. Who do you prefer? Season 1's Demogorgon or seasons 2 Demi-Dogs? Eric, I'll go with you first. Which one do you prefer?
Oh, Demogorgon for sure, man. The Demi-Dogs, to me, you know what? And as scary of a character or as a villain or enemy monster as it is, I still couldn't tear away from like the Tremors 2 aspect of it, type of thing.
Oh,
I just feel like the Demogorgon is the threat. I feel like that's the one. But winner is probably season 3, by far, man. I can't wait to see what they come up with season 4. Probably the actual big one, right?
Yeah. So, okay, so I'll go with Ed first before we get back. Ed, how about you? Demogorgon or Demi-Dog?
Specifically, if we're only talking about those two, the Demogorgon, I mean, he's like more badass, and he's more like in the shadows, so you're fearing the the bump in the night kind of a thing,
Yeah.
and he overtakes one of the little kids. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, like it's kind of hard to watch because he's and much like an item from a retail store, Winona Ryder snatches the Demogorgon out of her son.
Well,
It's-
because I started with
appreciate
season because we started with season 2, my favorite was the Demi-Dogs because the Demogorgon was in the shadows and he didn't do much. The Demi-Dogs just came out of nowhere, and I didn't know that they produced asexually because all we had was what was his name that Dustin gave him.
Oh God, what was the name? I don't remember.
Who? Steve?
No, Dustin, the nerdy one with the hat.
Yeah, I know you're talking about his pet
He
thing.
found, yeah. He found the baby demi-dog, and Dart,
Oh,
Dart. And I didn't know. I mean, like, so how was there multiple demi-dogs in season 2? They never explained it because we only saw Dart. So were there more demi-dogs in the Upside Down coming out,
yeah.
or did Dart produce asexually
Well,
like
they had
a la Godzilla?
They had a World War Z moment at the end of 2, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm quite sure that I mean, wasn't there? Well, now we need to go back and watch 2.
Yep.
Now, before we dive 100% into season 3, I have one more question. So there's another show that my wife and I liked that we kind of fell out of, and it was American Horror Story.
Mhm.
And our favorite season was season 4, The Freaks. That was our first season that we watched, and we really liked it. And I still say it's the strongest and best season of that show.
Asylum for sure.
Yo, hands down, Asylum.
I actually agree. Asylum's really great, but just starting out, we say The Freaks. I looking online before the review here, and our favorite season is not 3 or 1. My wife's favorite season of Stranger Things is 2, and that's the least popular. Do you guys agree with that? What's wrong with season 2 that people didn't like? Because we loved it.
Well, everyone started with season 1.
Yeah.
Valid, but what was what was wrong with season 2? I mean, it seemed like it was very good. It was the only season so far that had 9 episodes instead of 8. What's wrong with it?
I think with my, if I can answer first, I think with my thing is that it played too much like a sequel. Do you know what I mean? Where it
Mhm.
tried to take what worked from season 1 and play into it again, but differently. So, like in the first season, you have this very intuitive and creative moment where Winona Ryder, her character Joyce, is trying to get Will, and she strings the Christmas lights onto the wall. It's a very
Mhm.
famous scene, right? At least now it is.
Yep.
And she strings them onto the wall and then writes out the alphabet, and she has Will communicate electrically or whatever the hell you want to say, is able to spell out and do. So that, I mean, pretty cool moment there,
Mhm.
We were already introduced to that, and then in season 2 we got her kind of doing the same thing that she almost did, trying to do this, I don't know, thing where she's putting the puzzle together, the tunnels together,
Mhm.
So I think it just played too much like a sequel, and I think that's maybe what you probably saw too, Jordan, is that you saw 2 first and then 1, and so season 1 probably played a little bit more like a prequel, standard prequel to you, right?
Sure.
Where
Okay.
it kind of hit the same, I don't want to say tropes, but I mean, like that is one, where or something's wrong with Will, kind of that whole thing.
What about you, Ed? Do you agree that people don't like season 2? Are you on that boat?
I mean, I liked 1 better than 2, but I think 3 out of all of them is by far the best. So, my opinion, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with what Eric said. The only reason you like it more is because you saw it first.
Okay. All right, fine. I kind of figured that was your guys' response, but I just enjoyed it. Okay, so again, we're not going to go break scene by scene, but we got to talk about the opening here. Season 2, was only a few. I'm sorry, season 2 was a year after season 1. Season 3 is only a few months after season 2. Season 2 ended in October, November. This one takes place in March, April, right? No, it takes place in June.
Yeah,
June.
and all of
June.
a sudden everybody's balls dropped between.
Well, this is there's fireworks, man. It's 4th of July.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. So it's July. Thank you. So this one takes place in July of 85. The last one took place in October, November of 84. This is straight 80s. And I like where the characters are in this. We got Lucas and Max together. We got Mike and we got Elle making out all the time.
Finn.
And, huh?
Isn't it Finn? Oh, Finn
No.
Wolfhard is the character. Mike Wheeler, yes.
Yeah. And then we got Dustin coming back from Camp Nowhere. I kind of like that reference, which was like this science fiction kind of camp with everybody has girlfriends but Will. There is a fan theory that the character Will is gay. I'm just curious. What do you guys think of that?
I thought that was all but kind of revealed in this
That was
in
subtext?
this season. Yeah, and then so I think that's there was a part where wasn't he like kind of raging in the woods or something like that, or in the basement? Oh,
Well,
man,
yeah, but he was only all pissed off because his boys sort of left him behind.
Yeah, but he was
Yeah.
saying, here's
the thing. Here's the thing. Like, how you ever see the show Big Mouth on
Yeah.
Netflix? Another great
I
show.
know of it. Yeah.
Okay, there's one of the boys who hasn't hit puberty yet. Like, he's the one boy that hasn't hit puberty. Everybody else is out making out with, like, kissing girls and growing mustaches. He's just not there yet. So it doesn't mean he's gay, and even if he was, it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't understand why this is a thing. Like, why does he have to be? He's a 12-year-old boy.
He doesn't have to be, but I'll tell you what I have noticed lately that there, and this has kind of been pissing me off, is that there seems to be in a lot of TV shows and movies now this almost like a mandatory homosexual character that needs to be in there, or some sort of different character that needs to be in there. And I really feel like a lot of studios feel like there needs to be kind of a quota in everything that they put now. And it really, what I'm trying to say that I have no problem with that, but sometimes I feel like because they need to have a character in there, they make a character who maybe originally would not be, or maybe a character whose sexuality doesn't really have anything to do with who they are or do with this plot line, and they add it in there to make it fit to that. You know what I mean?
That's a valid point.
And
That's what they
whether
do.
it be Will or whether it be the other character who we can reveal.
Yeah, Robin. We find out at the end of the season that Robin does not have a crush on Steve.
Yeah.
She actually had a crush on the girl sitting next to him. But it doesn't bother me at all. And I guess I wanted to make my point clear before we move on about Will. I'm actually on the boat of Eric. That's why I brought the question if you guys cared. Because when I read it, these fan theories, I'm like, well, who gives a shit if he's gay? I don't care. But when I watched the season, I'm like, okay, he's in his warlock robe and he's saying, we don't want girls. We want to play Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm like, are you guys really trying to do a subtext on a 13, 14-year-old kid about homosexuality? I mean, like, that's what I thought they were doing. And I'm at Eric's camp. I don't think it's necessary for the character of Will. I just think it was shoehorned. That's why I
agree with that on this one. I like your reasoning better, Ed.
Thank you.
That Will is still a child,
Mhm.
like he's still afraid almost to grow up. We could even say that because of the mind flare, it's stunting growth.
Yeah,
there we go.
I would imagine that's a big part of it too. Like, I mean, that's a really rough time.
The mind flare has him by the balls.
Oh.
Like, that's a really rough time. I mean, every one of us remember that time in our lives. I don't know what the hell was going on. I mean, I don't know why does he have to be gay? Why does he have to be straight? It doesn't matter.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
We're looking at it from 2019. In 1985, not that there weren't, but like it wasn't the thing. Like, you didn't have to pick where you wanted to identify or who you wanted to be. You just grew up and became who you became. Now you have to put yourself
moment that he had, and that's where I actually thought to myself, like, oh, this is his reveal, but this could be alluding to something more. What if he what if he goes supernatural, kind of like Elle does? That would be a pretty cool thing.
Or what if he goes psycho killer?
Ooh, what if he is season 4? Yeah.
What if Will is um
The mind
Elle's
flayer this entire time.
yeah, what if Will becomes L's Lex Luger, Lex Luthor, sorry. What if he becomes that? Becomes the Joker, where it just overtakes him completely. That could be interesting.
Well,
If
as
that's
long
the
as it'll
case, then
make,
they have to do a season 5.
I mean, as long as they don't make season 4 the defeat of him some love conquers all's bullshit. Doesn't work. Doesn't work anymore.
So my favorite character in this whole series has been Hopper. And I have related to Hopper a lot, but not as much as season 3. The opening of season 3 and the first couple episodes of this season, he's all about protecting Elle and getting boys away from her, and the door has to be cracked open 3 inches so I can see his reaction to raising Elle. I can see it being my reaction to my daughter. So I enjoyed his character. I know that there are some actresses in Hollywood that went to Twitter recently that completely disagree with me and say that he's a male chauvinist. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Have you guys seen Westworld? That main chick in Westworld?
Yeah,
What's her name?
It's a tie dad. Oh, Rachel.
Rach. You know what I'm talking.
It's just 3 names.
Yeah. She went
Rachel
to
Evan
Twitter.
Wood.
That's
Rachel Evan Wood. She went to Twitter. You guys can look it up, and said, I'm paraphrasing, but in so many words, that this whole season is Hopper being a male chauvinist. He was forcing himself on Joyce, who was Will's mother. He was being an overprotective father. He's just a bad man.
Here's why
I cannot agree.
Her point is irrelevant, because she posts on social media constantly about a previous abusive relationship that she's been in. So her point is very skewed and very anti-men. No pun, no hurt. I mean, I feel sorry for every woman that's ever been through that, and male men who do those things to women absolutely deserve to be turned over in jail and taken care of in a lot of ways. But my point to that is, like, dads with daughters don't necessarily know how to take that step back. And Hopper essentially adopted Elle at 12, at 10, 11, right? Like, he didn't want to be a dad. He
was still
that
coping
point
with
is
his
irrelevant.
loss.
He didn't know what to do. He fell in love in a fatherly way to a girl. And then at the end of the season, he basically says, look, I didn't know how to do this. I'm sorry, but I love you beyond more than I could ever imagine by me putting egos out there for you. Just crack the fucking door, please.
Right.
It was a cute ending. Like the theory, because she then moves in, essentially, you could say move in with Joyce, Will, and Jonathan. And that might be the transfer of power. She's losing her powers right now at the end of
She's
season 3.
losing it. Yeah.
So this could be this gain of someone, her loss of someone else's gain.
I'm gonna be just a stereotypical guy right now for a second. My crush is Nancy. My lord. If I was 16 years old, I would have her posters on my wall and Britney Spears, those eyes, that she is a beautiful woman.
I think you're missing something even better this season, buddy. And I'm talking about Mrs. Wheeler. You know what I'm talking about?
Mrs. Wheeler?
She tries to bang Billy, and she's going to go do it, and then she changes her mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mrs. Wheeler?
Ms.
Really?
Wheeler? Karen Wheeler looks like? Oh, yeah, buddy.
Dude.
And by the way, she's 24 in real life, so you're good. You don't have to call her a little girl.
I'm telling you, right?
Natalia Dwyer.
Who is 24?
Natalia Dwyer, Nancy. Yeah.
Nancy, yeah, she's 24.
Man, fuck that. Tell me how old Karen is.
Well, I guess we are closer to Karen's age than.
No, we're not. Mrs. Wheeler looks like a motorcycle chick with a bad tan and wrinkles. Give me Nancy.
Which is kind of hot still.
It's not hot. Nancy is gorgeous. Her hair, that purple dress that she had this season, those eyes. Oh my good Lord. Nancy is, she's beautiful.
Well, you know, it's kind of creepy because she does play a 16, 17-year-old girl.
She doesn't. She graduated high school in between season 2 and 3. So she is 18 years old with
Still
Jonathan.
creepy. Still
It's
creepy.
not creepy. It's
Making me
legal.
extremely uncomfortable. Move on.
I don't care if you're uncomfortable because let's talk about the most ugliest man in this whole thing, and that's Jonathan. What is Nancy doing with the Jonathan? This man is
She
ugly.
likes nice guys. He's a nice guy, Dick.
He's an ugly man.
Are you saying
So
in real?
what?
Are you saying in real life? Are you trying to get with that, or
Hmm?
are you saying in real life or in the show?
Well, they're actually together in real life too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, he was also busted with coke at the airport. So
Jonathan,
Was he
the guy who
really?
played Jonathan, was busted with coke.
yeah, and he's also English.
So is Nancy, the girl plays Nancy, is she English or is she English? She
I don't know,
American?
man. She might be on that coke diet. It's pretty skinny.
Wow. So when did he get busted for coke?
It was last year. Was it season 2 or something like that? Or was it before season 3?
No wonder why he looks strung out in this season. He looks
He's
terrible.
just staying in
in this
character,
season.
man. What are you talking about?
I guess so. How do you guys feel about hey?
Now I know why you like her, by the way, Jordan.
Hmm.
So you remember from The Sopranos? You remember Chris Moltisanti's wife / widow?
Nope.
Okay, well,
I never watched The Sopranos.
Nancy Wheeler is Chris Moltisanti's widow. She was smoking hot in at that point. Actually, that was Eric. I'm sorry, wrong
Yeah,
person.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I have
I was
no
about
idea
to say,
what
it's
you're
like,
talking
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't.
So let's also talk about Joyce, who's played by Winona Ryder. Hey, remember when she stole something? Her career has come back. She's really good in this season.
Yeah, she's
really good.
She's a good actress. She always has been.
Well, I mean, Alien Resurrection.
What's that one that Bama got ripped her on? Most good. It would be most good.
Yeah. Winona Ryder, I did not like her in season 1 at all. I understand why, but she spent all 7 out of the 8 episodes just crying constantly, and I just could not get invested. But I like how much she's grown. Let's talk about my second favorite character in this, and that's the guy who speaks Russian, who's also American with the beard, the creepy conspiracy guy. He's like one of my favorites.
I was just looking right now at Winona Ryder. I forgot that she was in Lucas.
Didn't Nancy and what's his name like meet him in season 1 or season 2?
Season
they
two.
They don't, and then they don't acknowledge him when they finally see him once again in the mall. It's like, wait a minute, how did this? Like, they don't even acknowledge the fact that they know each other.
I don't think it was necessary.
I would have liked to have seen some. Hey, just what do you? How ironic is this? I just would have liked to have seen something.
So this monster in season 3. Let's go ahead and give a big chunk about that. Is this okay? So at the end of season 2, Winona Ryder turns on a bunch of heat lamps and gets the smoke monster, which I'm assuming is the mind flare, out of her son. It flies away in a cloud. And then in this season, we find out that it is laying on the floor of a sewer. Billy gets attracted to it and gets infected, whatever. So this creature, is this the shadow monster in flesh form? Is this the mind flare? Or is this not the mind flare?
This is Mind Flayer.
So
Will says it, right? It says it's Mind Flayer. It's Mind Flayer.
that's what I'm asking. He says it, but is it? Because the shadow monster in season 2, was that the mind flare?
That big old fucking thing?
The big shadow monster that infected him in Upside Down in season 2, was that the mind flare?
That's
Mhm.
fucking the main baddie right there. That's the one
Okay.
that's the main antagonist here. I think that what had happened is that when they closed off the gate, that something had been left here, and what we got was the Mind Flayer's attempt to resurrect himself.
Mm-hmm.
Or itself,
Why?
or version 1.0, 2.0, season 3.0, whatever you want to call it.
Here's by the way another thing that a friend of the show just pointed out to me. Didn't Elle have a sister that they just never talk about during this season?
That was season 2. It was not a sister. She was another kid that was kidnapped and experimented on, and she was the girl that got her to control her powers in season 2, and then that was it. Like her character was done. Her purpose was to have Elle control her powers, and that was it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the Mind Flare. So the Mind Flare's goal in this is to destroy mankind. Got it. So its job is to affect a host, the main host, let's say Billy, the head vampire, right? And his job is to go around and and then bring other people to the Mind Flare, so the Mind Flare could infect them, so they could affect more people, or to do his bidding, or column A, column B.
I think there was like the recruiting of flesh, so that he could, you know what I mean, the flesh and sacrifice, so that he could build up and make a new body, because it was like, what was the final count, like 33 or something like that?
He needed to become the 50-foot blob so he could attack the city.
There you go. There's a blob, good blob references in this movie too. That was.
I actually made that comment about the blob. So then they get, but when you get introduced to an old lady who says, these rats are going crazy. Do they explain, or did I miss it? Why are people eating chemicals, fertilizer? What's the reason for that?
I don't know. I didn't know why they had. Maybe I don't know that they explained it, but it was just a reason to connect everybody, I guess.
They needed a reason to explain it if they didn't, because it makes no sense.
I don't know why they did. I don't know why. I could have missed it.
Eric, do you know? Because that makes no sense if they don't explain it.
Yeah, I don't know, that they were just bugging out, or that they were just trying to kill them, or what.
Doesn't make sense. And actually, that's where I call bullshit. Because it's like, if you're going to say that, the rats eat these chemicals and fertilizers, the old woman was caught literally eating fertilizer. And then we go to the head of the newspaper's house, and there are carpet cleaners and chemicals all over, household cleaners, and they're consuming this. What is the point?
Maybe it's just meant to, you're not supposed to know specifically, but maybe it's to maybe these are the things that break down your cells.
Yeah.
Maybe your bones. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe to kill them or turn them into the blob or something.
Interesting, because I just really wished it was more explained. The mayor of this show, correct me if I'm wrong, is the mayor of the show Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Yes, it is.
That's what I thought, because I was like, hey, that's the guy from Robin Hood Men in Tights and Saw.
What's it, Carrie Ewells?
Carrie Ewells. Yeah.
Yeah, Princess Bride, baby. Dread Pirate Roberts himself.
Sorry.
That's it. Yeah, that's right.
But he was also in Men in Tights too, right?
Yeah, he was Robin Hood.
Okay, thank you. He was fun in this. He was a very good stereotypical 80s Gordon Gekko slimy bad guy. I really, really liked him in this. Another thing we haven't talked about is the Russians. So let's just talk about this bullshit for a minute. So do the Russians build the mall as a front? Is that what they're saying?
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
How long have they been here? Because those tunnels are deep. Like, how long have they been here? The whole time?
Yeah, but it had to have been within a few years, right? Like,
those tunnels are severe. That elevator's ridiculous.
Yeah, they didn't fuck around, but they had the full force of the Russian government. Then I think it was, what do we know what year it was? Was it pre-Chernobyl?
This was 1980. What was Chernobyl? Was that
86?
Chernobyl was 86.
You know what? There was a lot of Chernobyl-like references here, weren't there?
Yeah, close to it.
Mm-hmm.
So The Russians are also the bad guys. The Russians had a gate in Russia. They failed. They come to America because of what happened in season 1 and season 2. So now they're going to have the same machine open the gate because I'm assuming they either A, want to destroy America, or B, they want to release the evil so they can control the world. I'm choosing the latter. That's what I think they're trying to do. I don't like the Russians in this. I really wish the Russians were not in
You
this.
didn't like Alexei or Alexei?
Okay, Smirnoff was fun. Smirnoff was fun. I just didn't like them being bad guys because it was too improbable in this kind of story, if that makes sense. Too impossible. I know that sounds crazy with monsters and other dimensions, but it was just so out of left field. It didn't feel like that they deserved that point. Would have been better at the end of season 3. We find out, that the Russians are digging underneath them all, and then boom, season 4, this is their base. That would make more sense. It's like, so the Russians were here the whole time. We get the Terminator. This guy's straight Terminator hunting Hopper. This guy's 100%. I was waiting for the dun 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 music. I mean, like, this guy was brutal. I really enjoyed him a lot. We didn't talk much about Steve and Robin, who, if I was Steve, I would be like, hey, am I going to get out of this chicken shit outfit, like Hudson said in Aliens? Because he was in this thing the whole time.
The whole time.
That dynamic with those four, was it Lisa, Dustin, Robin, and Steve? They could have their own show. They really could. They did a really good job. They kept it fresh. We had a lot of good new characters that really helped out, and this worked. They did a lot of good. Like they kept what made it so family friendly was like that. It's innocent. Kids are getting together and kind of beating the adults type of thing. Or in this case, a fucking supernatural monster.
I'm actually gonna go with you on that one. The Steve and Robin storyline definitely felt more kids against adults compared to, it was more of a lighter fare, which I also kind of smile in saying that because there's a pseudo torture scene with them. But it was more fun. The weakest character out of the original kids, it's either Dustin or Lucas in this season. Lucas is pretty weak in this season. He doesn't do too much. I'm not really liking Lucas. What about you guys? You guys have, like, who's the weakest kid out of the originals here? Eric, how about you? Ed,
you are the weakest link.
Wow, I'm gonna smack you.
I didn't like Mike too much this season. I think he didn't really do a whole lot besides be L's fifth element type of thing. It just
nice, Mike. That's interesting.
I just didn't like, if he's supposed to be this headlining character. I don't know. Like, Dustin brought a lot of the science stuff, and he and Steve brings like the typical kind of 80s teen that's gonna save the day type of thing, and that whole crew kind of just was that. It almost played like a game, and that's why it works so well with them. The other people just seem like they're going around and having teenage drama, and they're just pretty much using 11 for her ability, and this chick is just squirting liters out of her nose for the for their that's just
Eric, I'm sorry, can I interrupt you? Because my wife and I asked this question last night. Did we miss it? And then I'll shut up. Did they explain why she bleeds from her nose when she uses her powers?
I don't think that if they did, then I missed it. I can only assume that it's, I don't know, something mental, right? I mean,
okay, I'm sorry, go on.
But yeah, besides maybe doing some of the Billy drama where all three of those kids had worked together in like the locker room, or the running around the mall part and something like that. Like, I don't know. He didn't really do a whole lot. Lucas has always been like kind of like this the negative part, like the overly cautious kind of Jiminy Cricket type character. you know, or this one he just kind of, I don't know, plays. I don't know. His same characters. What I'm trying to say, but like I don't know. I just didn't see it with Mike this season, but it's fine because all of the main cast they should have been either secondary or completed their arc, which they did, or for the most part, because this season was all about the new characters or the characters who didn't get enough in 1 and 2.
Ed, what about you? Is there a weak character of the original kids for you?
No, I mean, each one had their own thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to call any of them weak. I mean, they just all did their own thing this season. Like previously, they were all together, and they didn't get together until the second to last episode in this season. So they had their own strengths. They were all doing their own thing.
I think the strongest character in this season, just overall as a character, Nancy or Nancy or Steve were my two favorite parts in this movie, because I'm just gonna again, I've done this now. This is the third time in this episode. One of our friends of the show, Ryan, who's been a buddy for a long time as well, he said you're gonna love season 3 because Nancy turns into Ripley, and he was not wrong. Nancy straight up turned into Ripley, and I was waiting for the Ripley moment, and I got my fucking Ripley moment. So I'm like, this girl's my girl. So Nancy was just a badass, dude. Fucking love Nancy. Eric, was there a character that just stood out to you that you just fucking loved? Or
Steve flat out. This was his season. I
Steve
like his
job.
character. He is almost completely different from what we saw in season 1. And
right?
I think it's perfect. I love Robin, how she's the perfect counter to him.
And she's
almost.
cute. Yeah, Robin's great.
Yeah, she's cute too. To boot, she's got a brain, so she can kind of pick it together. She fits in real well with the team. I like that Dustin just kind of. Here's the thing though. She did lead him fucking on, by the way. Like
she did lead him on.
She sure did.
Yeah. So let's be honest. Let's be honest there. Like even though she confessed it later on, but she fucking let him on.
Season 4, she's bisexual.
We'll see, but
we'll see.
We'll see. Maybe Steve's hair gets longer and they can do some gender thing. But no, his is completely awesome. He played like typical asshole jock in season 1, a step up, and now he is like this character. That line where Robin was just like, "How many friends with children do you have, or how many many kid friends do you have?" or something like that. Oh, that was great.
Eric, I'm going to totally agree with you. You just made total sense to me. This was Steve's season.
Yeah, it was good.
Steve was great in this. Ed, how about you? Do you have what you feel was the strongest character?
Dustin, it takes a lot of balls to go in front of everybody that you know and sing the Never Ending Story theme song.
Yeah. And especially with Never Ending Story in the history of Movie Guys podcast, when we interviewed the Childlike Princess, I couldn't help to smile.
Oh, as soon as it started, I was like, "Is that the Never Ending Story?" And it wasn't until like you heard the music start that it was like, "It fucking is! It really is!" And I laughed out loud. I mean, I don't typically laugh out loud for long, extended periods of time for TV shows. I did for this one, hands down.
Nice. All right, so let's get into the end of the overall here with it. Big spoiler here. Of course, I'm sure that you guys agree with me on this one. Hopper and Joyce has to destroy the beam. I'm just going to call it the beam to close the portal. But if she turns the keys, everything will disintegrate. Hopper was disintegrated. But then in the mid-scene credits, they're in a Russian prison and they're going to open up a cell. And the guy says in Russian, "No, not the American. Hopper's not dead. The American is Hopper." Right?
Either that or the guy that speaks Russian.
No, it's Hopper.
Oh, maybe. Is it? Yeah, well, we'll see.
I mean, no body, no death, but still.
Yeah, no body, no death. Eric is the one that made that famous with Movie Guys podcast. There's no body. There's no death. No death.
And
So-
he's not announced. He's not announced for season 4. So
Well, they won't do that because then they'll totally fuck themselves.
I'm just
They're
saying.
not-
Yeah,
Say
they'll far from home it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're totally far from home and be like, what? They're not going to say anything about Hopper. So, okay. We're going to give this season 3 a review. We're going to do things a little bit different because I'm going to go with what you guys said. We're going to give this a 1 out of 3. Okay. But a 1 is you're going to give this season a demidog, a 2, a demigorgon, and a 3, a mind flare. What do you give this season? So, Eric, I'm going to go with you like we always do first. What would you give Stranger Things 3?
This may have been my favorite season just because it had a little bit more action than I wanted it to. You had all the different story plot lines that were going together too. Everything just kind of just worked. I really enjoyed this season. There were maybe a few things that would have maybe acted on or changed, but for the most part, it just kind of worked. A few things though, like there's a part where some of the characters are like questioning the weird things. And it's just like, bitch, this is season 3. Did you not like this? The other two things happened a real short time ago, like a few years ago. It should still be fresh. It should still be to rocking and reeling this through from this town right now. Especially because you had kids missing still. Like, how can you just be so quick to pass off some weird shit that happened in your town? It's like you should be used to it by now. Anyway, that being said, this is a Mind Flayer season. It hit a lot of nostalgia for me. That's kind of what I'm basing this off of. It just worked out real well. A fight at the mall like that at the end just seemed to be kind of like, I don't know. It's like again like a kid's playground game. You know what I mean? Like it just fight the
Mhm.
monster at the end, blah, 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 and it was just cool. I liked the lightheartedness of the season. A lot of comedy. They're doing it really well. It worked out. Some of the enemy parts, I was just like, well, that's kind of dumb because why are they doing that? Anyway, but it's just, I'm having a good time with it. Mind Flayer all the way.
Ed, how about you? What would you give Stranger Things 3?
100% Mind Flayer. I mean, it's the best, most intense season thus far. I really do hope that they do a season 4. I don't know if they have or haven't announced it yet specifically, but I would think that they would. And again, Netflix has a hit on their hands with this show, man. Like it's something else. It's absolutely fantastic in every way.
So Mind Flare. Mind Flare across the board. I do not agree with anybody online that says that season 2 is weaker. I think all 3 seasons are pretty solid, and that is rare in a TV show. One of my favorite shows of all time is Friends and How I Met Your Mother, and even they had pretty shitty seasons. I mean, this has so far gone pretty well. And speaking of that, real quick, can I just ask you guys a question or make a statement, I guess, more likely? Shows like Friends and How I Met Your Mother had like 22, 23. The most episodes ever was season 7 of Friends, and that had 26 episodes in the season. I hate that shit. I like the new wave, like 8, 9 episodes. That's good because every episode matters.
It's UK rules right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's how they do it over there?
UK usually has generally anywhere from 6 to 8 per season, if not less because of miniseries or something like that too. But it depends. Sometimes they'll do specials just because like Sherlock, like they'll have specials because those are hour and a half. Or Luther, that's a fantastic one. Sometimes they'll have like 1 or 2 episodes one season, 4 episodes in another season. It just I don't know what they want to. They're being different over there.
Well, I enjoy it, and I'm really excited for season 4. I'm so glad my wife and I Tarantino'd this. If you haven't seen Stranger Things and you listened to this whole episode and we spoiled it for you, I'm going to say go with season 2 first and then 1 and 3. It's fun. It's just kind of fun to see it backwards like that. So we want to say thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. Next week, we'll be coming back with another Disney live-action movie with Lion King. I cannot wait to review the movie where they sing the song Can you feel the love tonight in the afternoon? It'll be interesting to see that. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this episode. Make sure to check us out on Spotify and iHeartRadio, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on every social media you can think of, and also movieguyspodcast.com. Thank you so much, and we'll be back next week for Lion King 2019 remake. Take care.